Her laughter drifted through the patio door at midnight, but it wasn't for me. It was for him, and that sound shattered my soul. If this story stirred something in your heart, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to Revenge Forge, where every story reminds us that pain can lead to power. I'm Derek Langston, 40, a cybersecurity consultant running a boutique firm in Austin, Texas, earning $250,000 a year. My wife, Candace, 32, owns a luxury real estate agency selling multi-million-dollar homes to Austin's tech moguls. Her business pulls in $680,000 annually, a testament to her poise and relentless drive. We've got a daughter, Mia, 9, with her mother's quick wit and my knack for spotting weaknesses. Our life was a fortress, a sleek ranch in Westlake Hills, a backyard fire pit where Mia roasted marshmallows, and a college fund we'd built for her dreams. Candace and I met at a charity gala, her presence commanding the room. I proposed under a starlit sky on Lake Austin, and she said yes with a smile that felt like victory. We were a machine, perfectly synced, until the gears seized. My firm thrives on defense, locking down networks, outsmarting threats, keeping clients secure. Candace is the closer, her charm sealing deals that shape Austin's skyline. I admired her fire even when it meant late-night client dinners or weekend property tours. I handled Mia's bedtime stories, packed her lunches, kept the home front airtight. We were a team. But 10 months ago, the connection faltered. Candace grew elusive, her warmth fading like a hill country dusk. She'd glide in after 10 p.m., her kisses sharp, her eyes darting to her phone. Tough client, she'd say, brushing past me. I'd ask, everything all right? She'd nod too fast. Just business, Derek. You know how it goes. But I didn't. The first red flag was a receipt tucked in her purse from a downtown hotel bar dated a night she'd claimed a client meeting. I dismissed it, chalking it up to my long hours stress-testing servers. Then came the late nights, her open houses dragging past midnight. She'd return, heels clicking, smelling of bourbon and a cologne that wasn't mine. Our evenings, once spent sketching Mia's school projects or grilling steaks on the patio, became her scrolling in the dark, her phone's glow casting shadows I couldn't cross. I'd try busy day. She'd shrug, her smile forced. Always Derek. But her energy was elsewhere. The real blow struck at midnight. Mia was asleep, Candace out on the patio, her laughter floating through the glass door. I glanced outside, her phone pressed to her ear, her voice low, intimate. I caught a name, Eric Stetson. My chest tightened. Eric, 37, was my best friend, a venture capitalist who'd seeded my firm's early days. His tailored suits and easy grin had been at our wedding, his toasts calling me brother. I didn't eavesdrop. Not yet. But that name was a crack in my firewall, and it wouldn't seal. The signs mounted. Candace's style shifted tighter. Dresses, bolder perfume, earrings that caught the light like deals she closed. She'd wave off my compliments, saying, "It's for the image, Derek." But her eyes didn't spark for me. At a tech mixer, I saw her with Eric, their hands brushing as they shared a private laugh. Mia was with my mom, so I watched my whiskey sweating in my hand. Their vibe wasn't casual. It was charged. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I don't flinch, I fortify. Candace's late nights guarded phone, the cologne, it was a system under siege. I started observing, not invading, just collecting data. Her laptop stayed open, emails streaming. One evening while she was at a closing, I noticed a calendar alert, E.S. Driscoll, 8 p.m. My pulse spiked. The Driscoll was a boutique hotel, not a real estate office. I didn't pry further, but the dots were connecting. The proof hit when I checked our joint savings, the college fund for Mia. It was short $45,000. I called the bank. The withdrawal was Candace's 10 days ago, wired to an account I didn't know. My stomach churned. I didn't confront her. I needed more. I reached out to a colleague, Nora, who knew Austin's financial underbelly. Dig into Eric Stetson's ventures, I said. Something's off. Nora agreed, no questions asked. The next blow landed at a dinner Candace hosted for her top clients. She invited Eric, called him a strategic partner. I grilled steaks, poured wine, played the steady husband. Mia was at my sister's, leaving me to watch Candace and Eric trade glances across the table. He was all polished, toasting her brilliance. She glowed, her laugh slicing me. Then he leaned in, his tone smug. "Derek, you're a lucky man. Candace is a force." I smiled, my grip firm on my glass. Luck's not the word I said. It's trust. Candace's smile flickered. Eric's eyes darted away. The air shifted, but they recovered, laughing it off. I didn't. After dinner, I cleared dishes while they lingered in the dining room, their voices low, her giggle too familiar. I didn't confront them. Instead, I dug deeper. Candace's laptop was still logged in from a client pitch I'd helped with. I found payments $25,000 a month to Eric's firm for consulting services. No contracts, no receipts, just cash bleeding her agency dry. My cybersecurity brain saw the threat. This wasn't just an affair. It was a heist. Was Candace in love or in too deep? The final straw came at a charity auction we co-hosted. Candace had been distant all week, her phone glued to her hand. During the event, I caught her slipping out to the venue's terrace with Eric, their silhouettes too close under the string lights. I didn't follow. Instead, I checked her coat pocket, force of habit from grabbing her keys before. There was a hotel key card. The Driscoll room, 412. My blood roared, but I stayed calm. I slipped the card back, grabbed Mia's backpack from my car, and called my brother Cole. "Can Mia and I stay at your place tonight?" I asked. He didn't pry, just said doors open. I left Candace a voicemail. "Mia and I are at Cole's. We need space. No accusations, just clarity." I drove through Austin's neon haze, Mia humming in the back seat, her bunny tucked under her arm. Candace's lies were a virus I'd isolate, but first I'd shield my daughter's world and mine. Cole's guest room in his East Austin bungalow was a bunker, its cedar walls and soft lamplight a shield against the betrayal I'd left in Westlake Hills. Mia slept on a trundle bed, her stuffed bunny tucked under her chin, her gentle snores anchoring my resolve. I sat at the dining table, my laptop glowing, Candace's voicemails piling up like a stack of bad contracts. "Derek, please call me. I'm sorry, let's talk. Mia needs her mom." I didn't answer. Silence was my leverage, and I was fortifying my position with the precision of a man who'd spent years securing networks. Morning broke, and I got Mia to school, her backpack bouncing as she waved from the sidewalk. I drove to a coffee shop, its exposed brick and espresso hum steadying me, and called Nora, my colleague in Austin's financial scene. "Eric's ventures are a mess," she said, her voice low. "He's using Candace's payments to prop up an AI startup. No patents, no clients. Her $25,000 a month is the only thing keeping it afloat." My grip tightened on my cup. "She's in on it?" I asked. Nora paused. "Hard to say. Either she's his pawn or she's playing dirty. I'll dig deeper." I thanked her, my mind spinning. Candace's real estate agency was her crown, clearing $680,000 a year. Was she torching it for Eric or part of his hustle? Candace didn't relent. She showed up at Cole's that evening, her face, bare eyes shadowed no trace of her deal closer gloss. "Derek, let me see Mia," she said, standing on the porch, her voice trembling. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "She's at soccer. Weekend, my call." Her shoulders slumped, but she nodded. "I'm trying to make this right," she said, her voice cracking. I didn't budge. "Start with honesty," I said, closing the door. Her car lingered in the street, but I didn't look. I had a breach to contain. Mia was my cornerstone. That night, I took her to a climbing gym, her eyes bright as she scaled a wall, her laughter easing the weight in my chest. "Can Mommy come next time?" she asked, clutching her chalk bag. I forced a grin. "Maybe, kiddo." Her question lingered, a reminder of what I was fighting for. Mia deserved her mom, but Candace's lies were a virus I couldn't neutralize, not yet. I tucked her in her bunny beside her and vowed to keep her world secure. Nora called the next day, her tone sharp. "Eric's AI startup is a shell," she said. "He's funneling Candace's money to cover debts from a failed crypto fund in Dallas. No contracts, just wire transfers. She's not listed as an investor." My blood chilled. "She's being played?" I asked. Nora hesitated. "Maybe. Or she's hiding her stake. I found an email. She told Eric to keep her off the paperwork. Looks like a dodge." I thanked her, my whiskey untouched. Candace wasn't just cheating, she was either a mark or a schemer. I didn't confront her. Instead, I reached out to a colleague, Mara, who knew Austin's tech scene. "Check this AI startup," I said, sending her Eric's details. Discreetly. She agreed, no questions asked. Meanwhile, I kept digging. Candace's cloud drive was still accessible from when I'd helped set up her agency's accounts. Late at night, I found more payments, $75,000 total, wired to Eric's accounts. No invoices, just vague labels like property services. My cybersecurity brain screamed this was a scam, and Candace was either the victim or the accomplice. The first twist came when I checked our joint savings again. Another $10,000 was gone wired to the same mystery account. I called the bank, confirmed it was Candace's doing, and froze the account. My chest burned. She wasn't just draining her business, she was hitting Mia's future. I didn't tell her I knew. I sent the transaction details to Mara, asking her to cross-check. It's tied to Eric's shell company, she said. No trace of Candace's name. Candace kept showing up for Mia, not me. She came to Mia's art class praising her watercolor from the sidelines, her voice warm. She brought Mia's favorite cookies, stayed for every brushstroke, didn't push to talk to me. I watched, scanning for deception, but her effort seemed genuine. Mia hugged her after, her smile wide. I let it happen, but my defenses stayed up. Candace's text to Eric, "You're my wildfire," still scorched my mind. The second twist hit at a real estate gala Candace had organized, one she insisted I attend, saying it'd be good for Mia to see us together. I went more to observe than to reconcile. The venue was stunning, her work undeniable. Eric was there, charming investors, his hand grazing Candace's as they shared a laugh. She introduced us, her voice overly bright. "Derek, you know Eric." He grinned, his handshake firm. "Good to see you, man. Candace is a genius." I nodded, my smile cold. "She's one of a kind," I said, my eyes on hers. She looked away. During the gala, I caught them in a quiet corner, their voices low. "This has to stop." Eric, Candace said, her tone sharp. "It's over." He smirked. "You're tied to me, Candace. Walk away and your agency's toast." I stepped back unseen, my pulse hammering. Was she breaking free or playing a deeper game? I didn't interrupt. I just cataloged it, another data point. Mara called the next day. "Eric's AI startup is a wreck," she said. "Overvalued algorithms, no clients. Candace's money's propping it up, but she's not on any paperwork. If it crashes, she's out $75,000, maybe more." I gripped the phone, and Eric. Mara paused. "He's skimming profits, moving cash to a shell company. Classic con." I thanked her, my mind racing. Candace's agency was at stake, and Eric was holding the match. The third twist came from Cole. We were grabbing tacos at a food truck when he dropped a bomb. "Eric's married," he said, pulling up a social media post on his phone. There it was, a photo of Eric with a woman mid-30s, a diamond flashing on her finger. Caption, "My forever starts now." My stomach churned. Eric wasn't just cheating on Candace, he was betraying another family. I took a bite, my voice steady. "Who's she?" Cole shrugged. "Some PR exec, lives in Hyde Park. Name's Elise." I saved the post, my jaw tight. Eric was juggling 2 lives, maybe more. I contacted Elise through a careful message. "I'm Derek Langston. We need to talk about Eric and my wife." She replied within hours, agreeing to meet at a cafe in Rosedale. Elise was polished, a crisis communications expert with a no-nonsense gaze. We sat in a booth, Mia and her daughter coloring nearby. "I knew he was straying," she said, her voice low. "What's your proof?" I showed her the text. Skipping the gala glimpse didn't need to hurt her more. She scanned them, her face hardening. "What's your plan?" she asked. I leaned back. "No chaos, just clarity. They don't skate." She nodded, handing me her accountant's card. "Let's share what we find." Back at Cole's, Candace kept showing up for Mia. She brought her a new sketchbook, sat with her at the park, helped with her math homework. I watched her shift, not into the Candace I'd loved, but into a mom fighting for her daughter. Mia's smile was brighter, her questions about mommy leaving quieter. I couldn't deny her effort, but every time I looked at her I saw that hotel keycard burning a hole in my trust. The fourth twist came when Mara called again. "That account Candace wired money to, it's tied to Eric's shell company, but there's more. He's using her cash to fund a crypto wallet, unregulated, high risk. Her money's his hedge." My jaw tightened. She knew. Mara shrugged. "Unlikely. I found an email. She asked Eric to handle the investments quietly." Could be ignorance, could be cover. I thanked her, my mind spinning. Candace wasn't just a victim, she'd been complicit, at least on the edges. I didn't confront her. Instead, I shared Mara's findings with Elise. "Eric's crypto wallet's under scrutiny," she said over the phone. "My accountant traced it to a federal probe fraud, maybe money laundering. Candace is clear, but she's a witness." My stomach dropped. "She's safe." Elise paused. "If she testifies." "You okay?" I nodded, though she couldn't see. "For Mia, yeah. We weren't partners, just 2 people dismantling the same lie." The fifth twist came at Mia's school talent show. Candace showed up clapping louder than anyone when Mia sang a solo. After she approached me hesitant. "Derek, I'm scaling back the agency," she said, focusing on Mia. "I'm done with Eric." I raised an eyebrow. "Prove it." She pulled out her phone, showed me an email to Eric. "No more payments. We're through. Sent 2 weeks ago." I studied her face, looking for the lie. "Why now?" I asked. She met my gaze. "Because I lost you. I won't lose her." I didn't respond, just nodded and walked away. Her words sounded real, but I'd seen that key card. The sixth twist came from Elise's accountant. He called, his voice tense. "Eric's AI startup is a front," he said. "He's using Candace's money to pay off a shady lender in Houston, high-interest bad terms. She's not on the books." My jaw tightened. "She's implicated." He paused. "Not directly. Her money's clean, but she's a witness. If she cooperates, she's clear." I thanked him, my mind spinning. Candace wasn't just a mark, she was a loose end in Eric's dangerous game. That night, Elise texted, "Eric's pitching the AI startup tomorrow. Austin, 6 p.m. He's selling shares." I saw my chance, not a fight, but a surgical strike. I called Mara. "Get me into that pitch," I said. She hesitated, then agreed. "It's exclusive, but I know a guy. Dress sharp." I hung up, my jaw set. Candace's lies. Eric's scam, they were about to hit a dead end. I wasn't breaking anything. I was forging justice, one calculated move at a time, for Mia, for my honor, for the clarity I deserved. The Austin skyline blazed beyond the glass walls of the downtown loft, a grid of ambition under a star-pierced dusk. I stood at the back of Eric Stetson's investor pitch, my suit crisp, my face a fortress of steel. Eric owned the room, his voice slick as he sold his AI startup slides, flashing promises of machine learning gold. Candace's money, $75,000, was the fuel for his lie. My phone held the kill switch texts, bank records, Elise's accountant's dossier. This wasn't about vengeance. It was about execution, like purging a corrupted system. One strike and Eric's scam would crash. Mara had gotten me in through a contact, a debt I'd owe later. Elise's accountant had traced shell companies, inflated metrics, proof Eric was siphoning Candace's payments. I'd added my own, the texts, the hotel key card, the consulting invoices that were pure fiction. It was a digital blade, and I held the edge. During a break, I slipped the AV tech a USB and $200. "Run this when I nod," I said. He pocketed the cash, eyes blank. Eric resumed his pitch, soaring. "This is Austin's tech revolution," he said, gesturing to an AI demo. I gave the tech a nod. The screen glitched, then exploded with my evidence text, wire transfers, Elise's audit. The room froze, investors whispering as Eric's charm dissolved. "Technical issue," he stammered, but the slides kept rolling, his fraud laid bare. I didn't linger to watch him flail. I walked out, the city's pulse matching mine. By dawn, X was alive with chatter about the pitch's collapse, a Reddit stories thread dubbing it the stealthiest takedown of a VC hustler yet. Candace called at 6 a.m., her voice shaking. "Derek, what did you do?" I was at Cole's, Mia asleep, her bunny by her side. I exposed his lies, I said, my tone cold. "Your agency's safe now. No strings." She was silent, then whispered, "I didn't know he was scamming." I didn't respond. Her tears were too late, her words too fragile. Elise texted an hour later, "Eric's startup is dead. Investors bailed. He's dodging creditors." I felt no thrill, just a nod to justice. Eric's empire was ashes, but Candace's was wobbling. She poured $75,000 into his con money her real estate agency couldn't spare. I didn't want her destroyed, just accountable. I called my lawyer, updated the divorce papers, but held off filing. Mia was my anchor, and I needed to see Candace's next move. She showed up at Cole's that afternoon, no gloss, just jeans and a weary gaze. "I'm selling the agency," she said, standing on the porch. "It's tainted. I'm starting over for Mia." I crossed my arms, unconvinced. "And Eric?" She shook her head. "He's gone. I ended it weeks ago." She showed me an email to Eric. "No more contact. Done. Sent a month back." I studied her face, searching for the lie. "Why should I believe you?" I asked. She met my eyes. "You shouldn't, but I'll prove it." Candace started proving it. She showed up for Mia's soccer games, shouting her name when she scored, bringing her favorite granola bars. She helped with Mia's art projects, sat through her school recital, even braided her hair before practice. I watched her morph, not into the Candace I'd loved, but into a mom fighting for her daughter. Mia's drawings at school shifted no more dark scribbles, just three stick figures under a tree. I couldn't ignore it, but trust was a system I couldn't reboot. That hotel keycard, its weight in my memory still burned. The first twist came from Mara. We met at a taco joint, her laptop open. Eric's AI scam wasn't just about debts, she said. He was using Candace's money to fund a high-stakes crypto trading account, unregulated, volatile. Her cash was his hedge. My jaw tightened. She knew. Mara shrugged. Unlikely. I found an email. She asked Eric to manage the investments quietly. Could be ignorance, could be cover. I leaned back, processing. Candace wasn't just a victim, she'd been complicit, at least on the fringes. I didn't confront her. Instead, I shared Mara's findings with Elise. Eric's crypto account's under scrutiny, she said over the phone. My lawyer's working with the feds, fraud, maybe money laundering. Candace is clear, but she's a witness. My stomach dropped. She's safe? Elise paused. If she testifies. You okay? I nodded, though she couldn't see. For Mia, yeah. We weren't allies, just two people burned by the same liar. The second twist hit when I checked our joint savings again. Another $8,000 was gone, withdrawn by Candace the day before Eric's pitch. I called the bank, confirmed it was her, and locked the account. My chest burned. She'd known the pitch was coming and still funneled more cash. Was she protecting herself or still tied to Eric? I didn't ask her. I sent the transaction details to Elise's accountant, who confirmed it went to Eric's shell company. No trace of Candace's name, he said. The third twist came from a colleague, Nate, who'd been digging into Eric's past. Eric's got a history, he said over coffee. He pulled a similar scam in San Antonio, charmed a businesswoman, drained her funds, left her broke. Candace is part of his pattern. My jaw tightened. She's a target. Nate nodded. He preys on ambitious women, uses their drive. She might not know his playbook. I thanked him, my mind spinning. Candace wasn't just a mark, she was a victim of a serial con. The fourth twist hit at Mia's school. Her teacher, Miss Hargrove, pulled me aside after a parent meeting. Mia's been drawing pictures of a man visiting. She said, her tone cautious. She called him Eric. My blood chilled. When Miss Hargrove hesitated. Last week she said he was at your house. I thanked her, my hands steady, but my mind racing. Candace had sworn Eric was gone, but Mia's drawings told a different story. Was she lying again, or was Eric still lurking? I didn't ask Candace. Instead, I checked Mia's school-issued tablet synced to our family cloud. There was a voice memo recorded last week. Mia's voice soft, capturing Candace and Eric arguing in our driveway. You used me, Candace said, her tone sharp. Eric laughed low and cruel. You loved every second. I saved it, my cybersecurity brain kicking in. Eric wasn't just a con man, he was a predator refusing to let go. I drove to Candace's office, now half empty as she downsized. She was there packing listing folders. Derek, she said, startled. I didn't sit. Mia heard Eric at our house. I said, my voice low. Last week. Explain. Her face paled, her hands dropping a file. He showed up, Derek. I told him to leave. Mia wasn't supposed to hear. I played the memo. She did. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm trying to fix this. I didn't respond, just walked out, her sobs trailing behind me. The fifth twist came when I received an anonymous email. Check Candace's old phone. I found it in storage at Kohl's, still logged into her secondary email. There was a draft unsent to Eric. I know you're using me. I'm out, but I'm keeping the crypto profits. My blood ran cold. Candace hadn't been entirely naive, she'd planned to take a cut. I forwarded it to Elise's lawyer, keeping my name out. This shifts things, he said. She's still clear, but it's leverage. I met Candace at a park the next day, Mia playing nearby. The feds are looking at Eric, I said, my voice flat. Your payments are on their radar. Her face went white. I didn't know, she whispered. I thought it was legit. I studied her, searching for the lie. You're a witness, I said. Tell the truth or Mia loses more than a mom. She nodded, tears falling. I'll do whatever it takes, she said. I didn't respond, just watched Mia swing her laughter a lifeline. Candace cooperated. She met with the feds, handed over emails, bank records, even the driveway memo Mia recorded. Her agency sold for a fraction, enough to cover debts, but not her pride. She took a job teaching real estate seminars at a community college, a humbler role but honest. She kept showing up for Mia every game, every school event, every bedtime story she could. I let her under my watch. Mia's smile was worth it. The sixth twist came from Elise's lawyer. He called his tone brisk. "Eric's in custody," he said. "Feds caught him trying to flee to Houston. Candace's payments are part of the case, but she's not a target." My shoulders eased, but only slightly. "She's safe?" I asked. He nodded. "If she testifies, she's meeting prosecutors tomorrow." I thanked him, my mind spinning. Candace was clear, but her choices had chained her to a criminal. The final twist came at Mia's 10th birthday. We planned a party at Cole's Streamers, a galaxy-themed cake kids everywhere. Candace brought a custom art set with Mia's name engraved, their eyes lighting up as they unwrapped it. We worked together not as a couple, but as parents setting up games, snapping photos. Mia hugged us both, her joy a fragile thread. After Candace handed me a letter. "Read it alone," she said, then left. I opened it that night, Mia asleep, Cole's house quiet. "Derek, I broke us. Eric was a rush away to escape when I felt small. I didn't know his full scam, but I took a cut. I'm sorry, I'm rebuilding for Mia, for me. I don't expect forgiveness. Just know I see you, the man I failed." I folded it, my chest heavy. It wasn't redemption, but it was truth. Months later, I saw Eric on the news, indicted, his mugshot hollow. I felt no victory, just closure. Candace and I co-parented not as lovers, but as allies. We took Mia to a science museum, laughed when she got glitter on her nose. I didn't love Candace anymore. The man who did was rebuilt, tougher, wiser. But I respected her fight to be Mia's mom. My justice was clean. I exposed Eric's scam, let Candace's lies burn her dreams. He lost his freedom. She lost her illusion. I kept Mia, my strength, my core. This isn't about heroes or villains. It's about choices, consequences, and the quiet power of moving forward. I watch Mia now, sketching in her new art set, and know I did right by her. But I wonder, when someone who broke you fights to rebuild, do you shut them out forever or leave a crack in the door? Not for them, but for the girl who needs you both. Betrayal scars, but what you forge from it lasts. You're here because this story meant something. Don't scroll away without leaving a like, a thought, and your subscription. Revenge Forge is where real stories find their voice, and yours.